Heidi Foy with Bullfrog Creatives, and we are back for our College Rodeo 101 broadcast. Listen, today we bounced around a little bit. Last week we went back to profiling some colleges. I had a couple of people reach out to me who are interested in knowing about some specific schools. So last week, this week, and next week, we're going to highlight some colleges, and then we'll probably bounce around a little bit and maybe do some more alumni. For those of you that have only been tuning in for our College Rodeo 101, I want to let you know that I have started a broadcast in the mornings. It will run through the week of the NFR. It's called NFR Hangover. And we will I'm pretty sure it's the only morning show talking about the NFR because everyone else is sleeping, which I don't know, maybe that's good or bad. I'm not really sure, but tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and we will kind of recap round 4 and talk about all the good things. Listen, we talk about the things that nobody else talks about because that's not the cool stuff, but we talk about the behind the scenes stories and kind of more interesting, kind of outside of the arena type stuff. So joining me tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and then we'll be back here with another college next week at 2 on Monday. So enough about all of that stuff. Let's get right into my guest today. So today we have Seth Glause, who is the head coach at Laramie County Community College. Seth, tell me a little bit about the location of the school, where y'all are located, maybe size of the town.
Yeah, so our school's located in Cheyenne, Wyoming. We have about 60,000 people that live in Laramie County. Pretty cool location right on the intersections of I-80 and I-25.
Nice. So super easy to get to in that regard. Listen, let's talk about the weather because I think something that schools in our neck of the woods have to worry about don't necessarily, not everybody has to worry about that. So what's the weather like? What's an average? Well, I don't know. Do we really want to talk about what an average day in December is, or should we talk about the summertime first?
Let's talk about this week. It's been sunny and 60, so we really enjoy the weather right now, but it can get a little bit chilly and the wind will blow in the winter, but it's the trade-off of living in Wyoming is get a little bit of wind and deal with less people.
Yes, well, that is true. Less people is good right now. That served us well. So let's talk a little bit as far as academics for the school. It is a community college, so we're looking at 2-year degrees or something that you can carry on and transfer out. So what types of programs do y'all have? What are you seeing your kids focusing on right now?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a pretty diverse group of students. We have a lot of students in the business and ag, a lot in the technical studies, and a lot in the health science. We have a few specialized programs such as like dental hygiene, our nursing program, and then this year we added a bachelor's of applied science with a management focus. So we also offer 4-year degrees.
Okay, great. And then let's talk a little bit about housing. I know we kind of I've tried to ask everybody the same question so we can get all the information out that we need. Do y'all have a requirement for incoming freshmen to live on campus, or, kind of talk to me about that. If they are living on campus, are there off-campus options, and what are the on-campus options as well?
Yeah, so right now we don't have a requirement that incoming freshmen live on campus.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if that changed in the future. We just built a new 300 and some room dorm. Very, very, very new, very cool.
Wow.
It's interesting. They're kind of set up in pods and they share a room and then they share bathrooms. But we have apartment styles and individual rooms as well right on campus. A lot of my students say they have apartments or they rent a trailer house and close to campus.
Okay. And then what about, do you guys have like on-housing cafeterias and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we have a really cool campus. I call it all-inclusive. Mm-hmm. Our actual practice arena, our horses, cafeteria, housing is all located on our campus.
Oh, great.
There. Yes, ma'am.
Very cool. So let's talk about that a little bit. So you mentioned that everything is right there on campus. I assume, your practice facility, and then let's talk about where kids are boarding their horses.
Yeah. So we have a 120 by 240 foot indoor arena. It's, covered, got heat. Attached to our arena, we have I think there's 50 or 60 stalls, and then we have outside runs for pins. And all of our current rodeo students keep all their horses on campus.
Great. So for those of you that are watching, I mean, basically what that means is you're not hauling your horses every day back and forth just to go to practice. You're driving yourself there. You've got practice right there. Do you guys have a good quality stock? What does it look like for practice stock?
Yeah. So that's one of the most important things for me, and helping students get better, is having good quality practice cattle, horses, the whole deal. Our bucking horses and come from Summit Pro Rodeo. Um, our bucking bulls come from Kenny Behringer, and have a partnership with CBC Bucking Bulls as well. Practice our team open and bulldog and steers all come from Jace Honey, and then we're in a very unique position where we can buy and sell and trade all our breakaway and tie down calves.
Sorry, had to cough there. That's a great opportunity. So you guys just kind of use them, and then when they get kind of worn out or tired, then you just swap them and get a new batch.
Yes, ma'am. We try to take in some of the risk where we can keep our program moving and make a little bit of money on the back end with it.
With the calves. Yeah, that sounds great. So do you guys, I assume, I don't want to assume, so I will just ask, but I assume y'all have a nice little head of goats for any of the ladies on the women's team that tie.
Yeah, we got get our goats from Jordan Thurston. Just kind of depends on how many girls I have that go tie this year. We have 3 of them, so we have about 7 head of goats on campus that they can tie and work out with them.
Awesome. So talk to me about, I guess, what, if I'm coming there in the fall, what can I expect from you as a coach, but then also for practice and the schooling? I mean, how are we going to work all of this in?
Yeah, for sure. So we encourage our students to take classes in the morning. Try to have all of our students done by 2 o'clock. Practices are structured. I set aside 2 hours for each individual event. So from starting at 3 o'clock, we, on a typical Monday, would be 3 o'clock we break away, 5 o'clock we team rope, 7 o'clock they do barrels and goats. Tuesday, Thursday, we obviously do the steer wrestling, tie down, and our rough stock practices. It's can be grueling for our students, but I think it's important that we have a structured practice instead of time. They know they have a set amount of time to get what they need to get done, what they need to do. It's important for us, to me, that our students have plenty of time in the classroom. So we set up, I'm pretty flexible and try to work with my students if they have conflicts.
Okay. So I know you mentioned when we were off camera that you were the assistant coach under Bo, and we had an opportunity to have Bo on the broadcast earlier in the year. And I was really impressed and surprised by the amount of structure that he has in his program. Have you pulled some of those ideas? Or do you have kind of a different style? I mean, talk to me about what your coaching style is.
Yeah, I like everything to be structured, but I like to give my kids a little bit more freedom to work on the things that they want to work on. It's, I think everybody learns and improves differently. So to set up for those kids so they give themselves the best opportunity at success, I think that's important to me, and what I try to create the environment for them to ultimately be the best that they want to be.
Yeah, perfect. So when you're recruiting, I mean, obviously you want kids that can be competitive inside the arena, but outside of just the talent, what else are you looking for in recruits?
So I'm big on culture, and currently I have a good group of students, and it's a great culture to be around. I look forward to being around them every day. I look forward to seeing them every day. And to me, having students that fit that persona, I want genuine people. I want honest, good, hardworking kids, people that want to get better. They want to better themselves. Those things are important to me, and those are the things I look for in our recruits. And, once we've kind of established that, it's pretty easy to see if a student's going to come in and fit in our program, or, it's important that you choose a place that's the right fit. And we want to help those students get to the places that they're going to be successful at.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked about that a lot on this platform about, not just going where you get the most scholarship, not just going where your friend told you should go. I mean, really making those decisions. And I think fit is, you talk about it once you get in the job market, but then again, that's after you've already made these decisions. And so I think having that conversation now, fitting the coach, I want to make sure that my personality is going to mesh with yours. If you have a strong-willed personality and I have a strong-willed personality, like that's going to get real interesting. But just making sure that all of those things kind of combine so that that student can be the most successful that they can in the environment. So I'm happy to hear you say that.
Yeah, it's, I think that's the utmost important thing, because if you have, it only takes one bad apple to spoil the whole cart. And it's important that we kind of align ourselves with people that have the same values and same ideals as us.
Yeah, and I would say one bad apple in your program doesn't mean one bad apple somewhere else. Like it just may not fit here.
Exactly.
Or somewhere else. I mean, not necessarily here, but so what I know you have kind of a good I guess history of coaching behind you now. What would you say is the most difficult part that maybe you were not expecting?
The kids are the best part of my day. That's for darn sure. There's a lot of, desk work and dealing with upper administration that I wasn't, didn't never have had that experience before I took this job. And so that's been a learning curve and something that's challenging still, and that we just kind of navigate those waters and do the best we can and move forward.
Yeah, that's funny. So are you still rodeoing?
No, ma'am. I had to quit after an injury in 2016.
That's kind of what I was wondering. How badly are you missing it?
It's one of those things, when you're done, you're done, I guess. I joke around with my kids and tell them if a certain amount of number of them make the college finals, then I'll get on one bronc. I'm not getting on any more bulls.
You should never make those kind of promises.
It's fun. It's fun.
I made the mistake of entering a goat tying just on the ground, because I was like, I don't have good enough insurance to step off a horse. And I think I was sore for 2 weeks. But I kicked their butts. I mean, I did good. So I have to weigh that out a little bit. So let's talk a little bit about where you are right now, currently right now. I would assume that you are in Texas.
Yep. Fortunately, right now I'm looking over the downtown landscape of Fort Worth and gonna go tonight to watch the NFR.
So for those of you for those of us and anyone else that's watching, well, we lost your video, but that's all right. You can just keep on talking. The joys of technology. Talk to me about your connection with the NFR.
Yeah, so my dad is the COO of the PRCA. So just kind of down here supporting him and get to see all this. And then my rodeo career, I was fortunate enough to make the NFR 4 times in the bull riding.
That's super impressive. Congratulations. I mean, I think that is easy to overlook, but it's definitely a strong background that you have. So talk to me about what's your impression of the NFR in Texas this year?
My hat's off, my hat is off to Texas Ranger Stadium, the PRCA and the Cowboys to pull all this together throughout all the year that they've all had. It's been a great event from what it's looked like. The first 3 nights I was home watching on TV, and I think it's been an amazing event.
Mm-hmm. So are you kind of on the ground doing work? Like, did he put you to work, or you just get to be a spectator?
I just get to be a spectator for the couple days that I'm down here. Just wanted to come down and check it out and see something new and exciting and see him succeed.
Yeah, for sure. Is your dad enjoying his new position? I guess it's not really new anymore.
Yeah, he's been there for a year and a half. So he's I mean, it's had its challenges, I think, but he's doing very well and just doing some great things. I'm pretty excited for the PRCA and the direction they're heading.
Very cool. Well, I know that was kind of a last minute exchange there, but I figure, listen, somebody that's been there probably has more insight than I do. So,
Yeah, no,
so,
it's pretty neat and pretty neat to see all the people down here supporting it.
so what's the weather down there right now?
Um, Sunny and 70.
Yeah,
It's
see,
beautiful
that's about
outside.
perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect. Well, Seth, back to our main topic, and that is your rodeo program. Do you have anything that you want to add in regards to the program, or if somebody is interested in your program, where do we go now?
yeah, absolutely. They're the easiest way to get a hold of me is through email or through my cell phone. I can, if you want to share my email and phone number, I
I
can
can do that.
send that to you afterwards. Okay.
I
Yeah,
can do that.
that's the easiest way to get a hold of me. If oh, sorry, I think I lost you. Sorry. But the easiest way to get a hold of me is that way, and happy to answer anybody's questions regarding our program. We have a great program, have great assistant coaches, um, have a good group of student athletes that work hard and are dedicated to getting better and being successful. I don't know. Do you want to talk about my assistant coaches a little bit?
Yeah, you can do that. Certainly.
Okay. Dean Finnerty is my men's assistant coach. Dean's a great guy, great personality. Just one of those people is kind of contagious to be around and fun, and students really resonate with him. My women's assistants, Vicki Segelke. Vicki's been very successful, raised a lot of nice horses, had 3 very, very successful daughters that have done very well, and just very lucky to have Vicki be a part of our team.
Very cool. Yeah, that sounds like a really good group of people to pull from, for sure.
Yeah, we cover a lot of knowledge base and on both ends of the arena, and it's just a lot of fun to have them around.
Yeah, sounds good. So I know when we first started this, it was early spring, and there were some people that were looking to kind of find a place to land this fall. Now we're rounding up the fall, coming into the spring again. What is yeah, that's pretty crazy to think that the year went so fast, but are you still recruiting for next year? Do you have any scholarships that student athletes can kind of go towards or apply for? And then, I guess, where do we go to find the information for those scholarships?
Yeah, absolutely. We're always recruiting, always looking to bring athletes onto our roster. Our school website's lccc.wy.edu. There should be a current students tab or future students tab, and that'll take them right to the website. They should be a scholarship drop down that they can apply for scholarships, and that should apply them for all the scholarships through the school.
Okay.
As far as rodeo, we do offer scholarships and just kind of base those on how we think we should award those to our students.
Okay, perfect. And then while students are attending there, I know, are you guys a club sport, or are you considered a?
We're part of the athletics department.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, perfect. I know sometimes that changes how you get funding. I know we had to do a lot of fundraising when I was in college. So not that I'm against that by any means, but it can change kind of what the expectations are of your athletes.
Absolutely. We do some fundraising and have a very successful rodeo banquet that we do. Unfortunately, this year our banquet will have to move online just to deal with the challenges of COVID and that. So we're within our state guidelines, but it's we have a really good supportive community that attends our events and helps out the rodeo team tremendously.
Great, that sounds good. Well, unless you have anything else to add about the program, I'll do kind of a sign off, and we'll see everybody next week.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Heidi. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. For everybody that is tuning in live, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If y'all have any questions, please post them in the comments. If you are rewatching, we also appreciate the views. Again, post your comments or questions in the comments section, and I'll get back on here and try to answer as many questions as I can. If y'all are interested in LCCC or you need to get a hold of Seth immediately, reach out to me and I can pass on some information. Obviously, we're early in the recruiting process, I'd say, for next year, although the signing day, I believe, is March 3rd. What is it? March 31st?
I think it's March 7th.
March 7th. See, I was way off. Good thing you were here.
March
I had
7th,
the right
17th.
month. I mean, it was close. So we're not too early, but we're definitely getting the jump on some recruitment this year. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your time, Seth. I appreciate you taking your time out today. And also want to give a shout out to Cinch Jeans. They've been a really good supporter of our kind of virtual recruiting program and this platform as a whole. So very appreciative of that. And listen, we'll catch you guys back here. Tune in for the NFR Hangover tomorrow. And then next week, we're going to bounce back up to Montana and see if we can find out some more about a college up there. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you tomorrow.